The Crystal Peaks is a game of trade, travel, and adventure through a whimsical fantasy realm. Thank you for joining me at Tangermouse Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Almanac, The Crystal Peaks is the second entry in the Almanac series by Scott Alms. It's a worker placement type game for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 60 to 90 minutes to play. Kolossal Games is bringing it to Kickstarter, and they sent us this prototype copy and sponsored this overview video. Our goal for overview videos is to give you a good idea of what the game is and how it plays. We are not reviewing or critiquing the game. The game comes with this Almanac game book that you'll use instead of a game board. Here's a quick overview of Almanac Crystal Peaks. The game is played in 6 rounds. Each round is played on a different page of the game book. Each page is a unique location with a special twist on worker placement. Since one of the main features of the game is the revealing of the new locations, I want to be careful not to spoil too much, so I'll only be looking at the first 3 locations to show you sort of how the game works. Each player receives a starting caravan, starting workers, and some contracts, player screen with some money behind it, and some more workers behind it that can be unlocked later in the game. You'll randomly choose an encounter for the first 5 rounds and begin the game at the Trader's Village. Now, at the heart of the Almanac series are the special rules on how you can place your workers at each location. Let's look at the Trader's Village. On your first turn, you can place a worker anywhere that's open, but on future turns, your workers must be connected to one you have already visited by a path. So I could place here, but not here. You'll be collecting resources, selling resources for money, completing contract cards, those give you lots of points, extending your caravan, and things like that in each of the locations. After everyone has placed their available workers, then you move to the end phase, retrieving your workers and bidding to be the guide. The winner chooses the path ahead. You'll be bidding any amount of gold. The person who bids the most wins, but only has to pay equal to the player who bid the least. The winner then gets to choose a location. Here we have Flow Lake and Cliffside. There's a little flavor text for each as well, and some info about the locations. The left side shows what resources are more valuable. The right side shows which resources will be more plentiful. After the location is chosen, you flip the encounter and do what it says. It could be helpful or harmful depending on how you do, and you'll just follow the instructions on the card. Then you move to the new location. Let's say Flow Lake was chosen. You'll notice there is some additional setup, placing the ice tiles on the book, and then the rules have totally changed. You'll be able to place a worker in a cluster where there is an ice block, but then you move the ice block. This means you could get really lucky or unlucky depending on which ice block the other players choose throughout the game. But instead, if Cliffside was chosen, you'll flip to that location and do setup as written, and you'll be using ladders to go up a cliff. Now this one's interesting because if another player uses your ladder, you gain a good of your choice. You would continue throughout the game, choosing which path to take until you get to the last location. Paths will take you to the High Frost Palace or Fortress, and others will take you to the Two Twins City. Don't want to reveal too much. The player with the most points, though, will win. You'll get points from completed contracts, gold, caravan cards, guards, and you'll have to subtract points for any incomplete contracts. Setup is easier since most of the game is contained in the Almanac game book, but there are plenty of tokens for resources and things like that. There are 19 different locations. So that's a lot of different ways of using your workers. The theme comes through not only in the art, but also in the story as you read the encounters or choose the locations. And you can integrate it with Almanac the Dragon Road, with the encounters, wagons, and contract cards. I suggest you check out the Almanac Crystal Peaks Kickstarter campaign if you enjoy worker placement type games, or maybe you already own Dragon Road and you want the next chapter in this series. Let me know in the comments which path you would have taken, the Flow Lake or the Cliffside, and tell me why.